Hi, welcome to your pick a card reading. This is really simple. All you need to do is pick the deck that you're drawn to. The Sacred Forest is deck number 1, the Sacred Destiny is deck number 2, and the Astral Realms is deck number 3. This will connect with your current energy, okay, and it will connect with you from your personal growth and your spiritual growth levels that you are at the moment. It will offer advice, guidance, and the awareness and clarity will also bring you healing, because once I've done these readings, I send off the energy to be healed and transformed into peace. Okay, so please take your time, as long as it takes for you to pick a deck, and the timestamps will be below. Thanks, bye. Hi, pile 1. Those of you who have chosen the Sacred Forest Oracle, this will be your reading. Okay, so what we're going to do is connect with your energy on the collective and bring to you the messages that are coming out. I just saw love. Pile 1, messages for the collective. Pile 1, please. So we've had a flipper, healing. The bear spirit and healing. Okay. At the bottom, when I look at the bottom of the deck, it always gives me some form of clarity to the connection that I'm having with that energy at that moment. And success, it also is like, it almost feels to me like the bear spirit and the secret spring are kind of like step by step. It's the energies that you don't see, or the energies that you feel and you deeply know, but you don't necessarily hold in your vision now, okay? Because this is where we're talking about a deeper spiritual level, and that's what deep knowing is all about. So healing, the bear spirit. I feel if we're talking about you as a person, you have a really warm, calm nature, and I feel that sometimes when we are in that energy of pureness or acceptance, we attract the energies that need our warmth and our love, and they can sometimes turn out to be hurtful or harmful to us. So when we're going through the healing process, we also need to understand that we are the bigger part of that picture, okay? The bigger part of that picture, meaning that yes, we can give and nurture, but there's got to be a limitation when it affects us in our wholeness, okay? So what else in that card? I feel you're brave, you're strong when it comes to new experiences. I think you're very resilient. It feels like you're very resilient, and you're open to opportunities, you're open to new ventures, you're open to new experiences, even if you've been burnt by those experiences before. Because of your nature, you do bring warmth into bring warmth and pureness into those most difficult situations. And in some respects, I feel like, you know, even though it can cause us to become a bit dysregulated, it also brings us a huge sense of healing, lessons, awareness, and I feel you're very in tune with that. So what else is here for pile 1? The 9 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. Two of Cups at the bottom. Again, the underlying energy. So talk about temptation, but also there's a sense of, okay, temptation as in you kind of recognize and realize the pattern, and you know, the thing is you see things from a completely different perspective when it comes to people and in their habits or their intentions, because you feel from a deeper level. You see something that isn't actually on the surface level. So when things are presented on the surface level, you refuse to believe it based on what you know deep down, based on your need and requirements for that healthy connection. There seems to be a pattern here of you stepping back into situations or not finding the strength or energy to release yourself from patterns. We could call them toxic, we could call them, but I always believe with these sort of energies, we all have the ability to bring something adverse to the table, no matter how pure we are, because we will all trigger somebody. The Five of Pentacles and the Three of Swords and the Knight of Wands is a past experience for you that has really laid heavy on your heart. This could be family or it could be a relationship. I don't think it's friends. I think it's more something that would be more consuming, as in family. You necessarily don't have a choice, do you? Because you're born into the family, and you can become unaligned with family. But this to me feels more towards your choices, but they connect together because of the way that you would have perceived things from your younger age. So the way learnt behaviors is what I want to say. So how you've witnessed or observed things from childhood has taught you what you believed was the right way to go, or the choices to make, and then you recognize that those choices haven't actually been the best choices for you, but they've helped you tremendously grow and given you that unbelievable inner strength that you do have. The strength of walking away from what we know is much more difficult, so we'd always keep being pulled or magnetized backwards and forwards until ultimately somebody makes a decision, and it would normally leave us in a place of feeling abandoned or alone, or a feeling of being unloved or misunderstood or not understood, however you want to word it, which leaves you in a sense of a questionable energy about yourself, about your existence, about who you are as a person and why you're not good enough. And I feel that with the Two of Cups here and the Star and the High Priestess and the Six of Wands here is very much like this success card, because the Six of Wands is victory. It's like coming out of it's basically winning a battle. So it's really really empowering that card has come out as well to clarify all this. The Ace of Cups is all about self-love. I don't read reversals ever, but the Empress, I stopped when the Empress was upside down. I think the Star was upside down, so I feel, and the High Priestess, I'm not sure, I can't remember, but what I wasn't really drawn to it that way. I see them as this way, that's why I've put that way. But I stopped because the Empress is upside down, and the Empress is it's basically you and your physical self and what you attract. And with the Empress being upside down, I feel that you still struggle with self-acceptance and self-worth based on the experiences that you've had. And the experiences that we have had aren't all about the negative. They're more about what have we learned that's been positive from them. So if we can shift our perspective into, okay, so it's taught me what I do and don't want from relationships. It's taught me now that based on the experiences, physical and emotional, that I've had prior to this, it's not what I want. So I'm going to now be in that self-empowerment to not call that back in again, because it makes it easier for me to discern what it is that I am going to put out there, my wish fulfillment. And this is also a very healing card, the Star. I see the Star as, obviously she's there naked, so very much like vulnerable, and being strong in the vulnerability and your authenticity, being strong in what you put out there and what you want to call in. I mean, if you look at this situation again, the one that left you the one that never brought the emotional abundance to the relationship, and left you feeling cold, alone, distant, misunderstood, left you in a sense of, I want to say self-sabotage, confusion. If you look at that again and think, if this opportunity came back around and gave me the closure that I need, would I accept it again? No, because you already know that it will happen again. I think what you're trying to convince you, what we all want in life is some form of closure, but what we miss is actually the fact that this was brought to us in order for us to call in a better version, a higher perspective, a version that helps us tremendously with our self-love. And that's where the success comes in there, because now, based on these experiences, you're being guided and called to listen deeper to your intuition, because you're starting to shed away all of the burdens that you've been holding for such a long time. So this is really powerful. The healing process is not the easiest process. It's a messy process. And because it's a messy process, you know, we will feel like our whole existence was a lie, or a majority of our existence was a lie, based on the fact that we don't gel with those energies, we don't gel with those behaviors. If people aren't prepared to action positively from their behaviors, or take accountability, or even own up to even just like a tiny little bit, there's no way forward. So it's all about us deciding who and what to kind of distance from through this healing process. Because the healing process is almost like you going into that cocoon, figuring out your version of what exists within you, your unique path, recognizing that you aren't the portrayal of who you've been projected on, if that makes sense, who's projected onto you. And this is where you find your true self. So this journey here for you is so empowering, because the Empress, once you learn to accept yourself for yourself and clear away all the cobwebs of who you are, all the old dust, the Empress will start to attract the right energies. We are always attracting. We're never not attracting. So whatever our mindset is what we bring about. It's such a powerful concept. You have the power to actually be that in your wholeness once you start taking decisive action towards your happiness, towards what fulfills you. And sometimes we're tied to abusers. Sometimes we're tied to the past. Sometimes we don't have a choice. But we can heal ourselves based on our mindset. Physically, you have to imagine yourself as a physical being and a spiritual being. And your physical experiences and your spiritual experiences need to just align and get along with each other. We can't always forgive on a physical level, but we can forgive on a spiritual level. And once we start forgiving on a spiritual level, it clears the path. The invisible forces just come in and broom away all the dust that's in the way, and everything starts to become lighter and easier. And sometimes it doesn't feel like that, but actually, if you look at where you are now to where you were, how could you not believe that the path ahead is much more successful for you? You're being guided. It's almost like you're just about to take a brand new journey into the unknown, and you have to have faith and trust that that is going to open up new doors for you. But that is also based on you being the best version of yourself for yourself, and then everything starts to align outside of you. Okay, so let's get a clarification. Shall I read the success, or shall I read the healing, or shall I get a brand new card? Let's get a divine feminine. Let's get a message from your soul. Okay, divine feminine for pile 1. The goddess of the eternal flame. I am an eternal flame, and each day my light grows brighter. That's just what we're saying, isn't it? Beautiful. Brigid. Okay. So when your soul selects her card, there's that moment when you're making your way through the dark, and suddenly, after what feels like days, months, or even years, a ray of light comes through to you. A lightning happens. Each step isn't quite as hard to make as the one before, and you feel a great shift begin, as if now you're headed towards something new, something even brighter. Brigid is the essence of that first flame, that first ray of light. Brigid reminds us that the darkness never lasts. Brigid's eternal flame represents the truth that the light never leaves us and can never be extinguished. It simply gets obscured or blocked from us. She reminds us that every day is actually filled with light. There are many days and times in our lives when we endure thick cloud cover, when that flame that exists within us is blocked by pain or confusion. Brigid is the sweet sound that reaches us in the dark and reminds us that we have never been on this journey alone. Brigid is our sign that the dawn is here because we have made it through the dark winter. We can lift our head. The healing has happened, and now each next day is bound to be brighter. I absolutely love that, and it's a perfect message from your soul based on this. This is good, amazing clarity for you, and so aligned and so in tune with the energies I was feeling. So pile 1, thank you so much. I've got a couple of links down below. If you would like to maybe like and subscribe, that would be amazing, because I'm starting to be more consistent on my channel now, and it would really help with the support from that. But I have a couple of links down below if you feel like following any of my pages, or if you want to book a personal reading, let me know. Thank you. Bye. Pile 2, you chose a Sacred Destiny Oracle, so let's see what the message is for you today. Okay, the Sacred Destiny, pile 2, the message for the collective, please. It's suddenly gone a little bit dark. We have miracles. I absolutely love this. Right, and success right at the bottom. This is so bizarre. In a completely different deck, in the number 1, pile number 1, success was at the bottom for pile 1 in a completely different deck. So this, if you've been drawn to pile 2 after pile 1, I'm sure will be a very good message for you. Or if you want to go and have a look at pile 1, go for it. It's up to you. So miracles. The first thing I've seen in this card is the unseen. Okay, this is what you don't see coming in, but it's what you're working towards. The way that I see these two rainbows kind of working together but not together, it's almost like they're working to and in alignment, as if they haven't even touched paths yet. Okay, so if this is about a new connection, I'm going to turn the light on, bear with me. So this could be about a new connection, or it could be about a new experience, or a new journey or something. It's the next step, which you don't see kind of coming in, and it feels really, really beautiful. So let's take a look at that, and we're going to go here. This is how I roll. Get called into different decks. Okay, so tell me for pile 2 with the Sacred Destiny, please. Pile 2, message for the collective for pile 2, please. Message for the collective for pile 2. Message for the collective for pile 2. Wow. Oh, look at that. We've got Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. That is absolutely gorgeous. Because the Hanged Man, I feel this is about you reaching into, it feels like a brand new emotional experience. The Six of Cups is right there at the bottom. And it's, I feel it's an experience. I just saw the King of Swords. I'm just being nosy. I'm not pulling it out yet. And I feel this is experience that you've kind of had in your heart and soul, almost like you've been putting it out there and wishing for this to manifest. As you have spent time focusing on yourself and your goals and being transparent in who you are, you find that what once felt was burdens is no longer there. Like, it's almost like you've shifted a whole dynamic based on the way that you have learnt to accept yourself. The Six of Cups does talk about, in the typical tarot, does talk about past, and I could easily read it as that. And there's daffodils, and it's almost like the time is now, because daffodils are spring and they're fully in bloom right now. I don't want to talk about it as the past coming into the present. I want to explain it as the perspective of the past and how you perceive it now in the present. But I also feel I just want to get a couple more cards. I want to clarify the Hanged Man and the Queen of Cups. The Hanged Man, please. So we've got the Two of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. This is perfect because you've managed to get yourself out of a stuck situation, out of confusion, because of the perspective that you've been looking at. And the Queen of Pentacles is the energy that you are now more stable in your independence, in your security, in your self-assurance, in your self-empowerment, your self-reliance. It could be financially, but I'm feeling this is more to do with who you are on a whole, okay? So whereas once you may well have been a bit dependent on people or relationships or in any area, and then when we kind of like find that those experiences aren't really meant for us anymore, or we don't align with them, it's us that feels the confusion, because we're the ones who are growing. We're the ones who feel like we're misplaced, or that there's a sense of us not fitting in anywhere. This is cleared. That's what this is about. This experience is cleared. It's like you're now able to accept and be grateful for what you have in this current moment, even if it's not a lot, because what you do have is your emotional stability. And that's what the Queen of Cups is here for. The Queen of Cups is all about emotions, and the Queen of Pentacles is about stability. So you've been able to, I don't think we'll ever fully understand emotions, but they are there to explore. We take away the labels, we explore them. It's that simple. But this is about deeper, deeper, deeper knowing. And through deeper knowing, we don't always have physical clarification, physical closure, or anything like that. This is from your, you're able to guide yourself based on those emotional experiences. Queen of Cups. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. Whereas once you may well have been overgiving, I feel that you're a bit more grounded in the energy now, and who to give to and who not to give to. And here we go. This is what I'm talking about with the miracles, is two different energies coming into alignment, not quite touching paths yet, but working at the same rate. You've got the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles, both two solid energies and very matching. This could be you coming into your energy of balancing, because this is for the collective. This could be you balancing your masculine and your feminine traits. But equally, it could be somebody else matching your energy and coming in to give you a brand new experience. So where we're talking about this Six of Cups, I feel it could be from the past, because that's typically how it's read, but I don't want to say that because I don't feel that that message is going to be for everybody. And actually, although we've had fulfilling experiences before, sometimes fulfilling, sometimes not, there are always new opportunities to come in. We always have a choice. So tell me about the Six of Cups, please, for the collective. Yep, there's the Page of Wands, and the Page of Wands is somebody, and you've got the choice. The Page of Wands is somebody who wants to speak up. They're holding a letter. The page is not moving. It's an idea, it's an intention, but without action, that intention doesn't really bring anything to the table. So what's the opposite side of this then? The Hierophant. The Hierophant is a higher level of, a higher way of being, a higher level of commitment. This could be taking your current relationship to the next step. It could also be, if you're not in a relationship, something coming in to match you in your grounded energy. So the Queen of Cups is important because the Queen of Cups is about your emotional regulation, and the Queen of Cups is about you being able to be confident in your emotional well-being. And the Hierophant is all about listening to that higher, that inner knowing, the wisdom, the deepness of your feelings, and not letting the mind take over. There doesn't seem to be anything really apart from the Two of Swords that might cause confusion. I suppose, well, you've got the Ten of Swords and the Devil at the bottom, so there is always that opportunity to self-sabotage, but I think your energy is so much more than that. Three of Cups, and let's just pull out two more, if two more want to come out. Ten of Swords again, and the Hermit. So based on so I feel this is just a message of guidance, because based on your past hurts, and it doesn't matter how strong we feel we are, they will always come about to remind us of what we've come through, to remind us of the lessons that we've learned in order for us to not make the same choices again. So if this is someone coming from your past and you do feel that your deep inner knowing is telling you that something's off, then just trust that feeling and let the divine take that away, and be and do with it what they need to do with it. Okay, you can be strong knowing that whatever choice you make is the right choice. And if this is for somebody who, and where the past isn't returning but a new experience is, this is the past returning. This energy, the fears, the energies that kept you distant and consumed and felt abandoned, and maybe even kept you locked away in your own shell for a couple of months. This is a brief glimpse of, okay, well, I feel like I've cleared that, and I know that I've cleared that, and I know that I trust, if there are any red flags, that I am honest and communicative, and I trust that whatever choice I make, again, will also be for my highest good. I know it's just thrown a little bit of uncertainty in there, but it's not the uncertainty that I think. There just needs to be a release of the fears more than anything. It's a release of the fears that may present when something amazing, when something amazing presents itself to you. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. That's the Balance card. That's what I mean. It's like all about recognizing what is your energy and what isn't. What else here? I know that I am never alone. That's beautiful. Loneliness. So Balance, loneliness, and I feel like there's one more card. And what I want to know is about this energy coming into alignment. What is the biggest fear that surrounds it? Purpose and friendship. So I know what I am here to do, and I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So when you put these two together and take away the loneliness as well, we realize that when something is presented onto our path, it is for a purpose. And even if we don't have the understanding of what that purpose is, we know that we're guided through that experience to the point of we can trust it if it feels good. Because of this Queen of Cups, she's very content now in her emotional balance, and she recognizes imbalances. It doesn't mean we have to trust everybody that comes on our path. If something feels off, it's off. That's your inner judgment telling you, your inner right, your inner knowing. And if something feels good, then go for it. But if there's an offness from that goodness because of the fear, that's something that you need to address and kind of recognize that it's a pattern that has developed from the past. So just before we go, let's get your divine feminine message. And if you could take a look at the links below, there's a few links to my different portals. And also, if you could like and maybe subscribe, just so I can help to grow this channel now that I'm going to be more consistent on it. Because when I get more feedback, it kind of gives me the push to get it going a little bit more as well, because it is quite time consuming, and I do love it, and I love getting the energies out there, but only if I feel like I'm helping people. So yeah, if you could do that, that would be amazing. And if you want to book a reading, all the information's down below as well. Okay, so pile 2 collective, your message from your soul. The goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. I love that. Teresa. So let's see what her message is to you. Well, a message from your soul, more like. Okay. The cave is so crucial. Drawing inward, hiding our light to restore ourselves and to heal from something or someone that felt too intense or aggressive. When we hide our light, though, we aren't the only ones left in the dark. We take our light from the ones who love us as well. The beauty of Teresa is that she emerges from the cave out of curiosity, attracted to someone else's joy. That's when she meets with the dawn of her own reflection. She doesn't truly see herself and the beauty of her light until she's drawn out of herself. Teresa sees her own light once she becomes curious about seeing the light that's around her in the levity and laughter of the other deities. This is the answer. If we've been too long in retreat, if we've been hiding our light, not out of self-love and a soulful need for restoration, but out of a reaction to someone else's pain, then we draw ourselves out by focusing on the joy of others. Seeing their light allows us to see our own. And sometimes even the solar goddess needs to be inspired or reminded of why she shines so brightly, not just for the sake of her own reflection, but also for all those beloved beings that need her rays of light to remember their own. Sometimes we need the sight of the faces we brighten in order to remember why we are so devoted to finding our way back into the light. That is beautiful. So if you do want to connect with me on a personal one-to-one reading, this is for the collective, so this is just an overview, then please let me know. Thanks, Pile 2. See you soon. Pile 3, welcome to your message. Okay, so let's get on with it. Okay, pile 3. Whoops. Let me give it a shuffle. A bit heavy-handed. Right. What is the message for pile 3 in the collective, please? What is pile 3? Pile 3's message in the collective energies of pile 3. Empathy. rose quartz, covered by rose quartz, and the beautiful pink colour of the deck. Empathy. This is lovely. Venus, covered by the planet Venus, and then underneath we've got expansion, which is towards your north node. Oh, isn't that perfect? So empathy, we're born with. I feel we go through life having empathy, but not necessarily empathy having us. But this is the expansion, isn't it? It's about having that deep understanding of everything that just is in our world. We don't need to know everything on the outside world. We just need to understand our world, and that is what's inside and outside, but in our world. We don't have to understand the logistics of everything else that exists. We just need to understand what goes on within the world that we create, because this is what expansion also is. It's creation. And North Node is heading towards, I think we're always on our purpose. We're always heading on our purpose and towards our purpose. We can never be off course with our purpose. But it's that grand thing that we can't even imagine could ever possibly happen to us or for us. And rose quartz is such a healing energy as well. Excuse that little snort. So what I'm going to do is, because we've got Venus here, where's my deck of cards? The Zodiac Oracle. I'm going to pull an oracle card out afterwards. Just to give us a highlight of what we've been talking about, okay? I'm just thinking now, where do we go? Seems as we're going with a pink theme. Oh, let's use that. And also, where's my other deck? Which deck is it? Is it the Muse Tarot? Yeah. Okay. Let's stick with the theme of rose quartz. I mean, okay. So I love this this deck, the Muse Tarot, because there aren't like male and female energies in it. It all seems to be a women. Four of Wands. If that's not talking about spirituality, higher purpose, connections, soul tribe, I don't know what is. And we're talking so much about our North Node. And I think this is interesting that I've pulled the Muse Tarot and feeling this energy of very much like strong feminine energy. And I don't want to typically say independence, but independence and lack of codependence. And it takes time to develop that. And that does take a lot of empathy for self and others. So this is huge. This is absolutely huge. This is about you. This is about you being... It's like you're opening a new door. If you haven't opened that new door already, it's right in front of you and it's there for you to open. Because this is a lot of... you've wanted a connection with yourself deeply for quite a long time. This is it. This is it. This is you attracting the right energies. Now, isn't this interesting? Look at this. So if you look at this card, how it's got like these little golden pentacles here. And then you look at this Four of Wands, and it's almost like the same, different deck, obviously, the same thing, but the other way around. Isn't that amazing? whatever that signifies, whatever that synchronicity is that card was meant to fall out on that. That's clarification enough for me. It could also be talking about perspective, because this one is almost like as above, so below. So this is like a huge alignment of what you see in this world and what you feel in your world, and how you align those two together. And that comes from trust of self and deep knowing. So this is a very much, whatever your spiritual journey is to you, and it will be different to each and every one of us, whatever spirituality means to you, there is no right and wrong. There is no judgment in the world of love. Tell me more. 10 of Swords, 8 of Wands. Obviously, everything is duality, but the 10 of Swords is a choice. The 10 of Swords is also the end of those unhealthy choices. The 10 of Swords, the 10 of Voices is like where you're now able to, and the 8 of Wands together is move towards things or experiences that are authentic to you based on the truth you tell yourself. This is you going all guns blazing. You're ready for this. There's nothing stopping you now. It's almost like you've broken past a barrier, a force field, an invisible force field. What else here? There you go. Death card. You've broken through that barrier. This is the cocoon of the mind, and this is you becoming free of the mind, and the mind connecting. If you look here, sorry about that, it cut out. I ran out of space on my phone. So we're talking about the empathy and the expansion. We've got Mars that has fallen out, and I just want another card because I feel that's going to give us another message of the both. There we go, Aries. Okay, so Mars, number 17. Mars is associated with Mars, the god of war. Mars represents some very powerful drives such as competitiveness, assertiveness, and aggression. Issues about courage, confidence, passion, and strength are also part of Mars's domain. So this talks about your obstacles, your blockages, your restrictions, possibly some ego there as well. Number 1 is Aries. So this is the phrase I am. The dynamic energy of fire blends with the cardinal can do. Quality and advocates taking action. Take charge, take risks, take control. The key phrase I am means that the motivation is centered on the self. In this situation, ask, how does this benefit or affect me? Whatever you do, do it with as much energy as you can muster. And that's exactly the expansion side of things, isn't it? The energy of Aries can be really self-involved. While paying attention to your own best interest can be a good thing, it is easy to get caught up in the track and lose sight of the larger situation, so avoid selfishness. But that is about duality. It is about duality, and I often have to catch myself sometimes and say, Emma, snap out of it, because it's literally like priorities as well. You've got your human life and you've got your spiritual life. So it's how do you align them both in such an authentic way that doesn't invalidate who you are. Okay, so a message from your soul for pile 3. We have got Queen of the Outsiders. I have arrived. I am where I will always be in love. So let's just get a quick check-in on her, which is a message from your soul right now. Sarah Lakali, she's 210. And if you guys don't mind liking, leaving a post, a comment would be blimmin' amazing. And also if you could subscribe as well, because I'm trying to be consistent and I need a little push. And the more likes and things, it just makes me realize, it helps me realize that I'm actually getting the messages out to the people who need it. Also, if you look down below, there are links to a few of my sites, and yeah, if you want a personal reading, just let me know. Sarah Kali. No matter who you are or where you are, Saint Sarah's love is the kind that reaches you. There's nothing you need to perfect or prove. There's nothing you need to wait to become. There's only the deep abiding truth that love is not outside of you. You are never an outsider to love. You are love. Saint Sarah is the ultimate love card, the one that whispers what you've always known, that love is our true purpose and our only true home. Love is where we will arrive, no matter how persecuted, how lonely, how outcast we might feel. No matter how long it has been since we felt loved, Saint Sarah is the healing that comes when we embody love again. She is here to welcome us back to the singular destination we actually never left. Home is only as far as we allow ourselves to be separate from the space of our own heart. I absolutely love that. This is such an empowering reading for you guys. Okay, thank you very much and see you soon. Bye.